Most AI coding agents are a black box. You type a prompt, you wait, and somewhere in between, magic supposedly happens. But what if the agent hits a wall? What if it loops? What if one subagent is quietly doing the wrong thing for 2 minutes while you stare at a blinking cursor? You have no idea. That's the problem AgentFlow solves, and the way it does it is surprisingly simple. AgentFlow is an open-source tool that hooks into Claude Code's multi-agent orchestration and renders every single step as a live, interactive flow diagram. Not logs. Not raw JSON. A visual graph, nodes for each agent, edges for each handoff, and real-time status showing exactly which agent is running right now. Here's what that looks like in practice. You kick off a Claude Code task, let's say refactor this module and write tests. Claude doesn't just do that in one shot. It spins up subagents, one reads the file structure, one plans the refactor, one writes the code, one runs the tests. Normally you never see this. With AgentFlow running, you get a diagram that updates live. You can see the orchestrator agent delegate to the file reader, watch the planner receive that output, track when the code writer starts, and catch it immediately if something stalls or loops back unexpectedly. What surprised me was how much clearer debugging becomes. In one demo on the repo, a subagent was being called twice unnecessarily, something that would be invisible in normal Claude Code output. In the flow diagram it's obvious. 2 nodes, same label, back to back. You see it in seconds. The tool is built in TypeScript, runs locally, and integrates directly with the Claude Code SDK. Setup is a few commands. You're not rerouting API calls through a proxy or modifying the agent itself. AgentFlow listens to the orchestration events Claude Code already emits and renders them. That's it. But here's the thing, it's not a debugger in the traditional sense. You can't pause execution. You can't step through agents like you'd step through code in a debugger. You can't inject inputs mid-run or force an agent to retry a specific step. The visualization is read-only. You're watching, not controlling. For people who want interactive control over agent execution, that gap is real. It also doesn't work outside Claude Code. If you're running AutoGen, LangGraph, Crew AI, or any other multi-agent framework, AgentFlow won't help you. It's specifically built around the Claude Code SDK's event model. That's a meaningful limitation depending on your stack. And right now, the tool doesn't persist sessions. Close the window and the diagram is gone. There's no playback, no export to share with a teammate, no diff between 2 runs of the same task. For debugging that happens over time or across a team, you'd have to build that layer yourself. Now, what could this realistically become? The most obvious next step is session recording, saving orchestration runs so you can replay them later or compare 2 runs of the same prompt side by side. That alone would turn this from a monitoring tool into a proper debugging and optimization tool. Beyond that, integrating basic metrics per node, latency, token count, number of retries, would let you identify which agents are your bottlenecks. If one subagent consistently takes 3 times longer than the rest, you see it instantly. That kind of insight is something most teams are currently getting by digging through logs manually. There's also a real case for multi-user access here. If you're deploying Claude Code agents in a team setting on shared infrastructure, say, on DigitalOcean, a shared real-time view of what the agents are doing would be a genuinely useful ops tool. Right now it's a solo developer experience, but the architecture doesn't prevent it from scaling. So why does this exist? Because the people building production systems with Claude Code have a problem that Anthropic hasn't solved yet: observability. Claude Code is powerful, but it's opaque. When a task fails or behaves unexpectedly, your only forensic tool is the text output. That's fine for simple tasks. For complex orchestrations with 5, 10, 15 subagents chained together? You need more. AgentFlow is one developer's answer to that. It's early, it's focused, and it only covers one framework. But the core insight that multi-agent systems need visual observability, not just logs, is correct. And the fact that it's open source means it can grow. If you're building with Claude Code today, this is worth 10 minutes of your time to install. Not because it's perfect, but because seeing your agent's actual behavior for the first time tends to be a little humbling. Next episode, we're looking at a tool that applies the same observability principle to model fine-tuning runs, finding out mid-train when something is going wrong. Subscribe so you don't miss it.